Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Shawna from the Porcelano Club. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about a subject or a topic that a lot of times we don't want to really talk about, nor do we want to face. Inclusion and diversity. What does that mean? A lot of times we want to put a band-aid on dealing with that. It's more fear that we don't really want to deal with certain things because we're worried about affecting or hurting other people. But what do we mean when we say inclusion? It's all people, abilities, regardless of their disabilities or need of care or right to be a part, should be included. Diversity is such a broad band. It's not necessarily about race or gender. It can also be about many other things. It could be about communication. It could be about putting a label on a person because they're too fat or they're too skinny or they speak a foreign language or they don't know how to speak English or simply that they are slower learning when it comes to certain things. I think that the hardest thing that we have to face is how that affects us, or how does it affect that person when you include or disclude them from being with you because you felt like they didn't cheer a certain way or they didn't laugh a certain way or they don't play a certain way. The biggest thing here in Hero is one thing we want to continue to do is show you differences of behaviors of how you can redirect or reapproach a situation like that, because you don't really know how hard that could be affecting the person that is around you. It is so wrong to make a person feel like they don't belong just because of the color of their skin or because they're handicapped or because they're not pretty in your eyes or because they're ugly or because they dress a certain way or they act a certain way. How about you take the time and just say, come on, join in. And then as a friend, redirect the behavior by talking to them, setting them aside and explaining to them what it is. And the biggest thing is having a conversation. Communication is the key. Sometimes we don't realize what caused that person to be handicapped or what caused them to walk a certain way or talk a certain way. But if we communicate with that person, you may find that it could have been something that resulted in an accident, a fire, anything. Or it could have been a birth defect. But either or, we do not exclude a person because of that. One of the bigger hero motivational quotes that I give and that we talk about is, it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you get there. And that's the most important thing. This is not going to happen overnight for you. It's not going to happen a week later, a month later, even a year later. It takes a process. But the most important thing is beginning the process. And that's the biggest thing which is communicating with one another. And the biggest thing I think that we always should remember, and it's another one of Miss Shawna's great motivational quotes that we talk about, is ACT. Action changes things. And in this case, people. Remember, it's all about listening, communicating, and having an open mind to other people's feelings. You will find that it will go a long way. Just think about it and ask yourself, am I communicating? This is Miss Shawna signing out. Bye.